channel, come with us today as we embark for our 11-night Disney cruise through Europe from Copenhagen, Denmark. We started off our morning with a breakfast buffet at our hotel, Skip Petri, and then asked the hotel concierge to order us a cab. The hotel is about a 15-minute cab ride to the port, so transportation was quick and easy. Our driver dropped us off at the cruise terminal where we handed over our checked luggage. Remember to have your Disney cruise tags on your checked bags, but don't worry if you didn't get them. There is a stand at most cruise terminals that can give you tags for your luggage, so just stop by there and they'll be happy to help you. From there we walked to the terminal, which was just a few minutes down the sidewalk to the entrance. When you arrive, you'll be asked for your port arrival form so they can see what time you're supposed to arrive at the port, and then you'll be separated into lines for each arrival time. One of the best things I can recommend when checking in for Disney cruises is to not arrive too early because they will make you wait, and often the wait is outside. We then checked in at the Disney desk. You'll need your passport or ID, your port arrival form, and your health questionnaire completed. After going through security, we were allowed into the terminal, and then we waited for our boarding group to be called. We were Group 8, and we were called in around noon, so that gave us plenty of time to see everything. You can stop for a photo op on your way in, and then head into the ship. In Copenhagen, we actually boarded on Deck 1, which was a very different experience for us. We still got announced as we stepped onto the ship, but we were a little surprised about our location. We then headed upstairs for the big reveal of the Dreams Atrium. We have sailed on this ship before, but it's been a while, so we were just really excited to see it. Very excited to be back. After visiting the atrium, we went straight up to Sense's Spa to get a pass for the rainforest room for the duration of our voyage. These can sometimes go fast, so if you know you want one, be sure to head up there as soon as you get on board. We have a whole video about the rainforest room if you're interested, so feel free to check that out if it's something you think you'd like to know a little bit more about. After securing our rainforest room pass, we decided to have lunch. Animator's Palette was the main dining room restaurant that was open on Embarkation Day, so we decided to eat there. The menu is pretty much always going to be the same, regardless of which ship you're on or which restaurant is serving that day, and we wanted a more chill lunch experience for Embarkation Day, so we decided to eat there. Plus, I am kind of obsessed with the empanada and the chocolate marquee bomb that they serve on Embarkation Day, so Animator's Palette was a good choice for us. After lunch, we took some time to explore the ship. This is a great time to see the bars and lounges around the ship since this is where a lot of the activities are going to be held. And all of the kids club spaces during this time are open house, so feel free to look around and see what they have to offer. If you're planning on bringing your kids there, they have the opportunity to check out all the spaces, maybe feel a little bit more comfortable about attending. My daughter does not do the kids clubs anymore because she is no longer a child, but we love going to see what they have to offer. The spaces are very cool, and you don't get a ton of opportunity during the cruise to see these areas, especially since most of the time kids are in them. So Embarkation Day is a great day to check them out. They are really fun to see. They have a lot of really cool areas, very fun details. They do have open house hours for the kids clubs throughout the cruise at different times, so you can always check the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app for that information. But we like going on Embarkation Day and just seeing it, and then we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the cruise. Once in a while, they'll actually also have adult programming in the kids club spaces, so if you don't get to see it on Embarkation Day or during an open house, check out the Navigator app for some of those activities. After looking around the ship and getting reacquainted with where everything was, we decided to go up to Deck 4 to enjoy the weather. It was the first time we had actually had sun since being in Copenhagen for our trip, so we were just happy to be enjoying the sun, enjoying being on the ship. And then we went up to the top deck to grab some ice cream. In Europe, they use the soft ice instead of the classic soft serve that you probably are used to if you are from the US. And it really wasn't holding up well most of our trip. Our ice cream pretty much always looked like this. It was still good, but it was so messy, which I think made us maybe not get it as much as we normally would. Then it was time to check out our room. So we decorated our door. We had booked a guaranteed category room and got a really great deal on this cruise. So we didn't get to pick where our room was or even what kind of room. But we got upgraded to a pretty great room midship on deck 7 that sleeps 5. Super spacious, especially since there was just 2 of us. Staterooms are usually ready sometime between like 1:30 and 3 depending on your itinerary, but your luggage won't often arrive until closer to 4 or 5, so just make sure you have everything you need before checking in your luggage. We do have a full room tour of this room on the channel if you're interested in seeing what a room that accommodates 5 looks like. We love this room. It was in a great area. It was fairly close to the stairs, but not so much that we had to deal with noise or anything, and would 100% recommend booking this room. Then it was time for our muster drill, which starts around 4 p.m. usually on most cruises. Be sure to bring your key to the world card with you and try not to be late. This is mandatory. Every passenger has to go, so just go and get it over with so you can enjoy the rest of your cruise. After the muster drill, it's time for the sail away party. We love the sail away party, and even though it's usually very crowded, we still always try to go when we can. We grabbed the drink of the day, which made us a little bit even later. As you can see, we did not get the best spot, but it's still a really fun vibe. It's really fun atmosphere. 100% recommend watching the sail away party if you like that kind of thing. We had the later dinner seating, so we decided to grab a quick snack. Some of the food on the European cruises is definitely different than what you'll find on cruises that sail out of the US, specifically from the East Coast. But for the most part, we still really enjoyed the food. It was all very good, even if it was a little bit different. And actually, I feel like some of it was much better than what we've had on previous cruises. We enjoyed our food while sailing away from port. We always love watching the ship leave, and we love waving goodbye to everyone on land as we set sail. After we sailed away, we saw that there was a Disney trivia being held in Pub 687, and we were a few minutes late to that, so it was completely packed when we arrived, which we kind of expected. We didn't win, but we did come close. We love Disney trivia on the cruises, so we always like to attend those when we can. After we got a little further away from the shore, the shops opened up, so we decided to check out what kind of merch they had on board for Europe. Usually on Disney cruises, the first night the shops are completely packed, but for some reason on this one, it wasn't. There was almost nobody shopping when the shops opened. I don't know if people were doing other things or if people just did not care about the merch, but I was surprised how empty they were when they opened. So there was plenty of merch, there was plenty of things to purchase, which was nice because sometimes things will sell out on the first night if there's a really popular item in the shops that people want. This was a silver anniversary sailing, and for some reason our Shimmering Seas soiree was held on Embarkation Day, which I thought was kind of weird since it was a long cruise, and I feel like they usually try to keep things calmer on the first night. But we had a great time, and they were serving free alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, so we enjoyed those and watched all of the characters, enjoyed the music. We had a really fun time.
Somebody welcome Pluto!
By dinner time, we were completely exhausted from such a full day, and we were still a bit jet lagged, so we decided just to order room service rather than eating in the main dining room. So we grabbed pizza, salad, burgers, and seriously the most delicious chocolate cake. I love chocolate cake, and this was a pretty good one. They often have a cake of the day through room service, so if you love dessert or cake specifically, just be sure to ask about that. Room and service is included in your fare, except for any specialty drinks or anything that is marked as extra on the menus. There is no fee or anything for not having dinner in the main dining room. If you decide not to have dinner in the main dining room, I think they do appreciate if you let them know. We did let them know we wouldn't be eating there for the night and instead would just be eating in our room. But if you do see, you're having a really busy day and you just want to eat in your room or eat one of the quick service meals instead of having a full sit-down meal in the main dining room, you are definitely allowed to do that with no penalty. And then we ended our night a little bit early to get ready for our first port day, which is a stop in Kiel, Germany. So that will be the next video that we will be sharing. And we are really excited to share the rest of this itinerary with you. Hopefully you have enjoyed seeing what Embarkation Day from Copenhagen, Denmark is like. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.